Step one, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Phone is off. There we go. Good morning, my beautiful people. I'm Bullhorn Betty. This is the Bullhorn Betty channel, and I wanted to tell you all good morning. Right now, we have been shadow banned on YouTube, as I found out. I was wondering what was going on with our numbers. We've been in this biz for literally years and never had numbers like this before. So I called up there to find out what it was. And it was because of my Charlie Kirk coverage. So if we don't believe that there is censorship on social media still going on to this day, it is alive and well right here on YouTube. Right here on YouTube. We should be out of this punishment phase in another 30 days. I ran stuff about Charlie Kirk last month, and they are punishing me this month. So, big fuck you to YouTube this wonderful bright morning. Really don't care at this point. They can kiss my ass. They keep fucking with my account. Then we're just going to have to start another lawsuit. Because that's one thing that I will fight them over, is why in the hell they are censoring me for political purposes. I will not, and absolutely will not, put up with that at all. I do have them on the record, basically stating it was from my coverage of Charlie Kirk. And that's where we're at. So if you don't think YouTube is part of the problem with 230 protection, I am going to damn sure make sure that it gets a lot worse on here, even if it means my account going bye-bye, because I am going to be actively working for 230 to go away so we can sue the shit out of YouTube and TikTok. They keep screwing around with us. And that's going to be my focus. So that is what it is. So YouTube, you are on notice by Bullhorn Betty. You guys can clip this, send this, go on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and tag it in, because I want them knowing I'm coming for them if they keep screwing with my account, especially over political reasons. I'm going to continue to talk about politics on this account, whether YouTube likes it or not. It's going to get in the algorithm at some point. They can only punish this account for so long, and they don't know how bullheaded I am when I'm being intimidated by a big corporation. I do not bow down. I do not stop, and I will not change this channel. So we're going to be talking about politics on this channel until YouTube gets a clue that I don't give a fuck about their algorithm and their censorship on this channel. Can you guys hear my clappy hands? Yesterday my clappy hands were gone, but if not, then we're gonna, because I want all the hate channels to clip this and go to TikTok or Twitter or whatever they go to and tag YouTube and tell them I'm a horrible person on YouTube, because I want YouTube to know I'm tired of their bullshit. So that's kind of the start out for Tuesday. Oh my goodness, Tuesday. But before we do, you guys knew I was going to be going to my county meeting. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I burnt myself when I was making ribs the other day. It's a crazy thing with the pan. I was moving one pan and I wasn't paying attention to where I was holding this pan, and it went whoop right there in the sweet meat. So now if you guys see me like itching or moving or feeling a little uncomfortable, it's because the burn, it you know how it gets like the blister on it? Well, the blister is starting to peel. And so now it has that burning, that stingy, burny thing, you know, like when you burn yourself, how it poofs up and gets fluid in there and you don't really feel the burn. But when that breaks, you feel the burn. Well, I'm feeling the burn, baby. The burn, baby, burn. So that's where I'm at. But I was going to get up this morning, get dressed, and go in here and be here personally. But you know what? My county commission's not worth my time anymore. I've already made the decision. I've made the decision months ago. It's time to start working on replacing them. And that's what I do, you know, here all day. I think of ways to brighten people's worlds, find ways to get into different states, find ways to hold people accountable. You know, we've got a lot of different things, a lot of different sticks in the pot. Well, if you guys know, we are doing Doge here in the state of Florida. Doge here in the state of Florida is finding a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, there's waste, fraud, and abuse in my county, which I knew about, right? I've already been there bitching at them, walked out of there, told you they're turning my county into a country club, which they are. And, of course, George Cruz is this man right here, which was part of our fabulous four right here. Him and this gal right here are my problem children, okay? These people right here. I've worked, this guy right here because Kevin Van Osten Bridge, I went to my leadership of the Front Row Joes to see if I could, you know, give him an endorsement from the Front Row Joes. Well known around MAGA, well known around the President of the United States. You know, we've done a documentary with the President of the United States, Steve Bannon. Sean Spicer was the producer. So it's not like, you know, we're talking to an idiot here. You know, we do. I am very, very much involved, and I'm very upset that we had $120 million worth of waste, fraud, and abuse in my county, which I knew was going to happen because these people were spending our money like they had, you know, they had no limits. And this is supposed to be our fiscally responsible board, right? And our fiscally responsible board is helping all their friends and pet projects. Well, we're trying to eliminate and abolish property taxes because it's an unfair system here in Florida. It's an unfair system throughout the United States, but we're doing something about it here. Now, we're going to have to find ways to recoup some of that money for services, but we're streamlining. It's time for government to reduce, even in my county. So here's my statements. I didn't get up. I didn't go in. I called in today. I'm not going to spend much time with my county. I'm actively working, as I've been talking about for months, actively working to get several people off that board. But predominantly, I'm just going after George Cruz and Amanda Ballard at this moment. Those are the two people that need to be removed from their seats. And those are the people that I'm working actively right now with a bunch of different groups to actively remove them from their seat. So here's my statements this morning, if you guys would like to know, because I do bring this stuff here so you guys can see what I do with my time.
Okay, thank you. So I've lived in this county since September 17th, 1979. Prior to me being here, my family was here dating back before there were counties, before there were cities in the state of Florida. My family was here before building codes. I have watched over the last 40 years this beautiful place be turned into something it doesn't represent. People move here from all over, get into politics, and change our community and our land. Although they didn't have any skin in the game, they disregarded our heritage and turned our beautiful home into a country club. We continue to hire people we think will honor and value our heritage and want to help preserve it. And year after year, we vote and elect people to office that end up further destroying everything we're trying to protect. It's sad to watch year after year. As you know, I have removed myself from these fruitless productions. I have been working behind the scenes to actively remove each and every one of you. Most of you have worked with me and know when I'm not showing up or I'm silent, something big will happen, and it will. I'm disgusted how our community has been treated. The Fabulous Four was created to save our county, reduce our taxes, and to help the citizens. Not only did each of you fail to deliver, you stole money from the taxpayers for your pet projects at the detriment of the community you serve. We brought you in to spend down $500 million to find ways that we can receive some of that money back in lower taxes, to find out that you have $740 million in our silos again. So you raised our taxes, stole our money, then reduced services like the garbage. 46 years in this county I have been. We have always had twice a week pickup services, and now you have ruined that as well. For the first time, I opened my garbage can to maggots crawling all over the inside. It was gross. Shame on all of you. You have all failed Manatee County, and we are now going to actively remove you from those seats. God bless.
These are people I enjoyed working with once upon a time. Now, mind you guys, I've been in these rooms for years, since probably, I think the first time I came into the rooms was probably in 2012 or 13, didn't really stay there. And then when the president, our current president, ran for office, I got very, very much, because let's face it, he wasn't a politician. If you guys know anything about Bullhorn Betty, I am not a fan of politicians. I'm not a fan of career politicians. I'm fans of statesmen, people that look out for my best interest and look out for your best interest and put us above them. I expect that from the people that we're paying money to. You know, today they're talking about meetings and trying to streamline this, that, and the other, and it's just it's frustrating. They don't really want to do their job, in my opinion, and Manatee County has got to do something about it. And I recommend that all of you guys get involved, just like I get involved. One of the first steps you guys can do in your, oh, by the way, YouTube, I hope you're very happy about censoring me, because again, I will not be censored on your platform. At the end of the day, what you guys need to do is you need to go ahead and start getting into your rooms, your BOCC and your city halls. And you need to start forcing them to have telephone in calls, right? Because you need to start reminding them the whole purpose of these meetings is to hear from the constituents that they serve. This is the only opportunity that many people in the community, the city and the county, get an opportunity to find out what's needed for their community, right? So you want to encourage people. So that's what you use to get these phones turned on. And then that keeps you and the rest of the people, especially in those blue communities that want to charge people $20 to park just to go and be part of your government. It'll help open that up so people can be part of their government. But you guys need to get in there and get phones, because that's what I was using. I sat right here from the comfort of my house and was able to help legislate my county. And that's what everybody needs to be doing around this country. All right, guys, I'm going to be jumping kind of right into it. I'm going to say good morning to all of you. We are doing this new little thing about how badass you are. I don't know if you guys remember, but once upon a time, we put this deck of cards on our Amazon wish list, which reminds me, I need to probably put the Amazon wish list on our Nightbot. But the Amazon wish list, I found these cards and it says affirmations for a badass, right? So how badass are you? So I figured it'd be fun, because we've been trying to increase our words of affirmation, but people come in here and you guys are so into the conversations we're having, and you guys have been friends for, most of you guys have been friends for years, because you guys have been on my channel with me for years. You know, we're like a small little family here. And so I like words of encouragement. We used to read The Language of Letting Go. Many of you guys know I'm kind of struggling with my faith here recently with everything going on with Charlie and all those things. So I'm trying to find a way to start incorporating some of that stuff back in, so maybe I can quit being so gunky and feeling so low, right? So this is not just to help you, it's to help me. So I thought it was interesting. I actually loved it yesterday. And of course, you know, one of the first people that are, oh, where did you go? Why did it just jumped? There we go. Okay, so we're having a little lag. I can tell that we're having a little lag because I pushed that and it took a little minute to get up. So Melodee's going to be the first one, but when I was reading her statement here, I realized she says, I hope everyone's having a good day. Prayers for Mama Rissa. You guys know I love Mama Rissa. I think she's a doll. I didn't know anything was going on with her, and I haven't been watching. It's my fault. You know, I've been so busy, and not only that, I've been trying to get back on a different schedule. And so like last night I went to bed. Oh, good gracious. I went to bed, I think like around 8 o'clock, which usually puts me on target to wake up by like 2, 3, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, I ended up waking up to 1:45. And so me and Delilah were wide awake until about 2:15 this morning. That was my morning. And I'm like, oh crap, you know, I've committed to going to the BOCC meeting. So when I woke up this morning and I'm completely, utterly worn out, I'm like, okay, let's call in. Thank goodness for our call-ins, right? And yeah, so I haven't been watching anything, and I see Mama Rissa needs prayers. So we're going to definitely pray for Mama Rissa, but hopefully I'm going to keep going down. We're obviously at the top of the chat, but we're going to keep going down. But I'd like if somebody could help me understand, you know, is she okay? I mean, she's not, like, hasn't been in a car wreck or in the hospital or anything, right? If so, let me know. All right. So what do we have here? So, oh, Melanie. So we're going to check out how badass, positive affirmations for badass Melanie. Let's see how badass Melanie is. We had one card that just came up over and over and over again yesterday. It was the weirdest dangerous thing because I shuffle the crap out of these cards. It's not like I'm not shuffling here, you know? And I'm splitting them up, like cutting in the middle and all kinds of stuff. And I don't look at them. I'm not, you know, I got no dog in the fight. But this one card just kept showing up yesterday and showing up. And I'm like, what? That's obviously a sign, right? So we're going to do 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see what kind of positive badass affirmations Melanie gets. She says, your unique spirit brings a crap ton of light to the world. You are the light, baby. You are the light. You may not be sunrise, but you are the sun. Woohoo! There is a crap ton of happiness ahead of you. Ooh, I like that. I like that. You will stop breaking yourself into pieces to serve others. You will stay whole and let them choke. Woohoo! So somebody might be taking advantage of you. You say no. No. And don't worry about what others think. Do what makes you happy. Ooh, I like those. I like those. Nice, nice, nice. The hen house up in the house. Hello, the hen house. It's nice to see you, my love. We got Pebbles, our mod squad, the real me too. I don't know if Jen's in here or not. I always miss her, and I don't want to miss her. So good morning, Jen. If you're in the house, it's nice to see you. Blessed, happy Nana. Good morning, Pebbles, Donna. Kimberly, good morning. Denise, no more lies. It's nice to see you. Panda Bear's mom, as always. Hugs and love. Mama. Lisa B. always. Laura, it's nice to see you, love. Book of E. Hey, hey, hey. Eric in the house. Oh, I like that. I keep forgetting you changed your name. Well, I'm glad you remind me. I'll remember it. I'll remember it. Hopefully April's doing well as well. Alicia, Melanie Best, it's nice to see you. Good morning, Alicia. Cyber Secure, it's nice to see you. Crystal Pistol, Donna. I think I got just about everyone. I think I can. But I'm, you know, and I see some people's like, get them, Betty, get them, Common Sense. I see you, Amelia, Blessed, Happy Nan. I think I said hi to you. If I missed you, good morning, my loves. I hope you go. Frank's up in the house. I see Frank. Nani, it's nice to see you. Sonia, good morning. Good morning. And I think there was another person I missed. I accidentally scrolled over. Who else was it? Vicky! All right. Vicky's our next runner-up. And Panda Bear's mom. How badass is Vicky? We need some good stuff for Vicky. Some good stuff for Vicky. Let's see what you got in your wheelhouse, Miss Vicky. Let's see what you got in your wheelhouse, Miss Vicky. All right. We're going to go for 5. Let me get the, I don't want to, unless there's a message we need to listen to. The message yesterday was stay away from people, man. That sounds like some nasty people. Karma wanted, the universe wanted us to stay away from. It said they're problems. I can't remember the actual reading we had, but you got to go back. It came up like 3 times. I don't know how. I mean, look how big this deck is. This is more than 51 cards, or 52 cards. You know, this is bigger than a normal deck. It shouldn't have had that problem. So let's go ahead. Let's cut. 1, 2. Okay, so let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's see what Vicky has. How badass are you? What positive affirmations are you getting today? Once you fall in love with yourself, their game is over. If love turns lonely, let go. You are an amazingly strong, competent, take no shit, speak my mind forward, badass. Woohoo! I love that one. You will get there. You're going to do great today. Ooh, I like that one. Even though you're anxious and afraid, you will be brave anyways. Ooh, I like that one too. Great. brave. You're brave. All right. Panda Bear's mom says, Devlin Lee Hatfield Tate has been missing 6 months today. Oh, good gracious. Pray for him. His mom, Jessica, Devlin's Army. I'll fight to bring him home and for the truth. There has been some things I knew when I heard this case, something wasn't right. And, we all know that majority of our cases, stranger danger, okay? Let me just put this into perspective for the people that come here. When we were in school for all those years, we learned about stranger danger. That was drilled into our little minds, from young. I think we started learning about stranger danger like kindergarten, like young, right? Holding hands, like we were taught to hold hands, like when we were walking to school, we hold hands with our significant not significant others, our partners, whoever we're walking. We're only 5 years old. There's no significant others, obviously, but whether it's your sister or a friend that you walk to school with, because when we were younger, we walked to school. Our schools were just a few blocks away. There was none of this drop your kids off or school or you're going to get, go to jail for neglect crap going on in my wheelhouse. Back in those days, you walked to school. You walked to school alone. While we weren't supposed to be home alone, most of the people in the 80s and 90s walked home alone and stayed home alone until mommy and daddy got off work, because those were the days when mommy and daddy had to go to work. Prior to that, many moms and dads didn't have to go to work. Moms stayed home. But by the time I was in school, this lifestyle of the United States has changed, forcing mom and dad to both be at work while we went to school. And I don't know where I was going with that. We went on a tangent and I got lost. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is we were able to move around unobstructed. And now we're getting around to where parents are in trouble. Now we have disabled children. Some of those disabled children are adults, right? We know that there is autism out there. We're finding out there may be some more therapeutic remedies for autism than there once were thought of. But Devlin Tate did have autism, and he was an adopted or fostered with the family that she's talking about here, Jessica. But the information hasn't been accurate or forthcoming from them. It doesn't sound like. It sounds like they're trying to act like they are being helpful, but I could tell from the very beginning, because when Panda Bear's mom came here and she started presenting the story, she was speaking pretty highly of the mom and the stepbrother. And I remember when I started hearing it, I was very confused. And it didn't make sense. And so I started feeling like, because again, the majority of that's where I was going with the whole walking to school, the stranger danger aspect. So it was drilled in our head, stranger danger, some stranger's going to pick you up. That's why you interlock with your friend that you're walking to school with. That's what I was getting at. Sorry. Went off on a tangent. Took too long to get there and forgot my point. And so, but the reality of what we've learned since being into true crime is that the majority of people that are injured by somebody they know. So who randomly would want to hurt Devlin? There would be nobody. There would be nobody random that would want to hurt him unless they were going to rob him or something. And then they're not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to hide him or anything like that, because they didn't know him. They went there just to rob him. He lost his life. They want to bolt. They're not trying to clean up the scene because they don't know him. So we would have found him by now, in my opinion, if he were to meet with foul play of a stranger danger, somebody he didn't know type of realm. Which always brings me back to the victim knowing who did something to them, right? Because at the end of the day, statistics show us the majority of the time, it's somebody that we knew, okay? Not always, but compared to what we were taught when we were in grade school about stranger danger, as an adult, it's much different, because we are more likely to be injured by, say, a mom, a dad, an aunt, an uncle, a friend of the family, than we are some stranger. Yet we were taught in school about stranger danger, not about the dangers that reside inside the home. So we're 6 months into this case with Devlin Lee Hatfield Tate, and the reason why we're side-eyeing the family is because he hasn't been found yet. And what does that mean? Well, typically, if it was a random person, they're not going to be cleaning up the scene, so he would have been found by now. And we still haven't found him. He's just poof gone. Was here 1 minute and then gone the next, much like Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells, the West Boys, Cody Bigsby, you know, all the people that have had something happen to them. So thank you for that. And then, of course, Nani McPoppins, 3 years old, 36 months. Oh, it's her 3-year birthday. We have to sing happy birthday to you. We have to sing happy birthday to you. Let me get my stuff on, and then we'll get started on the main topic of our case. Nani, 3 years. Oh, my goodness, friend. Oh, my goodness, friend. All right. Well, you get some ridiculousness. I hope they don't sue me for using that. So Nani's birthday is today, and we had to sing her hat 3 years with the Bullhorn Betty channel. 3 years. My hat doesn't want to stay on today. Hold on. Let me. Oh, it's because of the way I got my. There we go. Okay, now it'll stay on. Now I can rock. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, we can rock. We can rock around the clock tonight. Okay, so everybody singing with me for Nani. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, our beautiful Nani. Poor Betty birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, there you go, my little espresso bean. There you go, my little espresso bean. I think people tune in. I'm not talking about you, espresso bean. I'm talking about Nani McPoppins, espresso bean. You want to say hi to everybody? Come. Say hi, you guys. Don't realize my mommy was here. What did I do with my, how did it get so messed up? Hold on, let me fix this. There we go. Don't know what I did, but I must have messed it up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Well, it's nice to see you once again. All right, so let's get this off. We've got some political stuff we're going to get to in just a second, and more crime out of North Carolina, of course. Pretty scary stuff. But we're here with the 9-year-old girl. There's something else that I remember bringing up that I wanted to see first. Here it is.
Move your hand. There you go.
I have all that.
Got freckles.
That's the stuff that I have.
I got kisses.
Move your hand. There you go.
I have all that.
Got freckles.
That's the stuff that I have.
I got kisses.
Move your hand.
So really cute stuff, you know, a little girl missing, and they're saying that the mom is not cooperating. Is this the one I wanted to get to?
I'm Christopher Benitez, your community reporter in
This is it. Sorry, I had to refresh the system.
Vandenberg Village.
It's
been nearly a week.
Everything is going to just pop on and start playing because I had to reset the system this morning. I was having just a hell of a time. Would this work better? No, I think that's too big. Face is too big. But either way, this is kind of an update on where we are with this case. Now, this is a 9-year-old girl. I can tell you some of the details I heard. Mom is not cooperating, folks. Mom is not cooperating, and that's very, very bad. The good news is Well, what we originally heard is that she had not been seen for months. And then from everything I was reading this morning, as it sounds like she was found, Melodee was seen with her mother as early as October 7th, which is still a little crazy because, yes, as Lisa B always just said, she's in Nebraska. They saw this child with her mother in Nebraska. Now, mind you, she's reported missing from California. The mother's not cooperating about what happened. It makes me wonder, is this another, like, what is her name? Kojikari, Madeline Kojikari. This is where the family and the law enforcement believes while her stepfather was out of town, her mother put a price tag on her and found a purchaser and had a big bag of money and child was gone. Okay, I don't know how I can explain that on here because as you guys know, YouTube likes to censor people for talking about just real stuff. I don't get it, but whatever. At the end of the day, she was, according to law enforcement, but it was always iffy because we also heard that Madeline was seen with Stefan Stearns earlier that morning. But they didn't tell us until much later that they saw a deceased individual in his vehicle and she was already gone and they knew she was already gone. Is this going to be another situation like that? Because it doesn't sound like, from what I saw on Jennifer Coffindaffer's post, is it sounds like that the law enforcement may believe this young girl is still alive, which brings me to the next thing. Did the mother take this child somewhere because she was too much for her? And if so, why? Because her daughter, was in one of the grandmother's custody, from my understanding. And if that was the case, why didn't she just leave her in the custody if she didn't want her child? Siebert says another child trafficking case. Possibly. Hey, Tulips, it's nice to see you, love. But we don't know. But it's possible.
Week since 9-year-old Ashlee Buzzard was reported missing. On Monday, I sat down with her grandmother, who is speaking out publicly for the first time. She shares with me warning signs in Melodee's mother's mental health and also shares a deeply personal message that she hopes her granddaughter will hear.
So we always have a case where, in my opinion, the family knew something was going on and failed to act. For whatever reason, failed to act. Whether they didn't think it was going to be a problem, whether it was, they didn't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, whatever the case may be, in my opinion, even the lack of contact. If a family had a lot of contact and then stopped having contact with a child, you would think that they would say, something's not right here. Either do a pop-up, just kind of go by the house and knock on the door, or, reach out and do have somebody do a wellness check on the family. But this is another situation, in my opinion, where there's a lot of failures. This was bound to happen at some point because of the lack of oversight in the homeschooling system, at least in this area.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
My name is Crystal. Are you Lori?
Yes.
Hi, Lori. I'm with KSBY News. I've been following along. I can come inside. Lori Miranda says she first learned her granddaughter was missing when law enforcement called asking if she knew where the child was.
He said, "Did you know that your granddaughter was missing?" And I said, "Missing?" He goes, "When's the last time you talked to your daughter?" I said, "I don't know, 2 years, a year and a half ago."
Wow. So I don't know how I feel about that. A year and a half, 2 years ago, A grandma hasn't spoken to her daughter, hasn't spoken with her granddaughter, and did nothing to find out why. It's, I don't want a victim, nobody knows. I mean, we don't know. There are families that are truly broken out there. We cover a lot of them on our show. There's a lot of reasons why people, children don't talk to family members. If you guys heard my story about my father, I love my dad. I know my dad loves me, but during a very impressionable time in my life, whenever I was struggling a lot, he kind of couldn't handle it and threw his hands up. And that's kind of the ending of our relationship. Not that he didn't love me, not that, we just had a lot of differences. And it was really, it was hard for me to get sober with my dad in my life. That's the reality of it. It's not that I don't love my dad. It's not that my dad didn't love me. It's not that my dad doesn't love me. If something happened to me tomorrow, my dad would be the first one fighting for me. I guarantee it. I'm daddy's little girl. I've always been daddy's little girl. It's just, it is what it is. In order for me to have gotten sober, which many of you guys know, I've been sober for a while. And in order for me to have gotten there, because it was bad, when you're trying to get your life together and you've got somebody always looking so disappointed and down upon you, it makes it very difficult to get the right mindset to do what you need to do to fix yourself. And so it was a terrible situation like that. But my dad still, he still comes by here. I haven't seen him in a couple years, but every now and again he'll swing by and he'll put a little card, in my on my door that just says, just thought I'd come by and see if you're okay. Love you, Dad. So I keep those little notes. But I don't know if my father couldn't get a hold of me or didn't know where I was, that he would not try to find out what happened to me. And I feel like, not to victim shame or victim blame. We don't know why the situation happened the way that it happened. And I don't want to blame her for not being, because it might have been a situation like that. There was a horrible thing. She just wanted the family to have some time to heal and get their stuff together so her daughter could help her granddaughter. And, she figured if as long as she's taking care of her, blah, 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 whatever. I heard Trump may commute. I don't know. I put my stance out on X. I think if Donald Trump does ultimately commute Diddy, I'm probably going to walk away from the MAGA movement. I don't know. That's a line in the sand for me because of what Diddy did to so many women. I don't believe that he kept it lawful legal age either. I think he abused with his position being this music mogul. And knowing how he was, I believe that, I believe he's injured kids, underage children. I believe that he has the mentality, whether he's been accused of it, whether he has been convicted of it, or whatever the case may be. I just believe Diddy has injured children. I believe that in my heart and in my soul. And I don't see how anybody could take that trash. Like he got a sweetheart deal as is. I don't believe Trump, but Brick Suit, another person in our that's well known in our movement. I saw, and he's a front row Joe. I saw him make posts about how he was a little concerned with this, and then that's what made me realize maybe this is really, because I absolutely did not think the president would entertain it at all, because one, Diddy hurt women, and if you know anything about Donald Trump, despite what you heard in the news, he does not like that. And we watched Diddy beat the living dog snot out of a woman on video. There's no denying who this man is. Okay? And if Donald Trump truly does let this animal out when he has such a little tiny, I think, what did they give him? 4 years? I mean, for what he did to his ex, that's it. The White House has debunked that. Okay, good. I put a post out on my my ex account and said, like, listen, you guys know me. I'm true blue. I love the movement that, you know, I've been a part of for over a decade. I love the work that we collectively, even though all of us in the movement don't know who each other are, I am amazed by what we've been able to accomplish in a decade compared to where we were heading. I'm very, very pleased. But I also do not blindly follow. Oh, you guys should know me. I'm too much of a pain in the ass to do something like that. But moreover, I have my own mouth and I have my own backbone. And there are just some lines in the sand that I will not cross. And if you guys don't believe me, let me take you to, hold on, let me pull this back. I'll take you to my X account. You guys can see how long ago I posted it. Like, I don't play when it comes to certain stuff. And when it comes, you guys know how I feel about women and how I feel about women in violence. It's just something that, yeah, we ain't good with. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just not good with it. I empower women all the time. I've been abused. I've been heavily abused. Where is it? Pretty sure. Oh yeah, and the student loans. This is from yesterday. I feel like this is from last night. Let me go into my. They must not have posted it in my main. Must have posted it as replies. Let's see what I got here. Good news. Oh yeah, because I put it, here it is. And I posted this 4 hours ago. I just want to show you so you guys can have receipts. So you guys can have receipts, because this is when I heard it. You guys know I haven't been on this platform for 4 hours. There it is, right there. Look at that. Okay, I just want you guys to be able to read it. Let me put it up here above my head. It says, at POTUS, if hashtag Diddy is commuted, I'll exit hashtag MAGA movement. This is a line in the sand for me. This man has abused women. He needs accountability, and he's lucky it wasn't worse. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? I have no shame in my game, okay? I have no shame in my game. I am as true blue behind the scenes as I am in front of the scenes. I can promise you that, okay? But it just is, I don't know what else to say. Hold on, let's see what this is. All right, so here it is. Here's the article right here. Let's listen. Thank you for sending that to me so we can get some. Let's get this up here. Okay, so that is about as far as it's going to go right there. Let's read this. Okay, so what this says is, there it is. I wonder if this was a play to try to get some, because, I mean, this is one thing, because I can tell you, I know how people like me think, right? So it's like, I'm not this special person. People that think like me are on this side. So I know that this is not okay for ours. But not only that, I know President Trump and his family. And to me, it just didn't seem to bode. And I have been writing all of that all over X, because you will see, actually, I could probably pull this up even further and go down here to replies even further, because before this, it says, okay, so we're back here. But there is one post that I made that I said there is no possibility of Trump doing this, and then when I saw Rick's suit, that's when I made that post 4 hours ago. But earlier in the morning, I was like, there's no way he would do this. And so now let's read this comment from NBC News. NBC News says the White House officials on Tuesday pushed back on a report that President Trump is considering commuting Sean Diddy Combs' prison sentence as soon as this week. TMZ, that's the one I did. I wrote on TMZ's because I told them they're full of shit. That's it. I remember it was TMZ. I don't know where. I'll have to go back and find it, and you guys can read my original post. But it was TMZ. I remember now. TMZ reported on Monday that the president was facilitating or vacillating on commutation of the music mogul, signing high-ranking White House officials. And there is zero truth to the TMZ report. I knew it. Okay, so that was the one that I wrote, and I'm like, yes, I can't remember if it was last night or yesterday or whatever, but I remember writing a scathing response. Let me see if I can find that response to TMZ. It was TMZ. I do remember that now. Let me find TMZ. It's 4 hours ago, 22 hours. I have all my stuff all out of whack here. Maybe it was just a comment, but it should be here, though. Oh, by the way, the No Kings, are you guys ready for this total? Oh, good gracious. Those No King rallies, let me tell you who purchased that. Warren Buffett spent $16 million on the No Kings rally. The Ford family spent $51 million on the No Kings rally. The Rockefellers. What's going on with you, Rockefellers? You guys are losing money or what? Because you only gave $26 million? I mean, it was almost as pitiful as Warren Buffett, but I digress. Soros, $72 million. And the Tides family, $45 million for the production. It cost almost $300 million from all of these animals that hate America to try to destroy America. So those, and this comes from Anna Paula Luna, whatever her name is, that's in Congress for Florida. She's the one that ended up releasing this report about following the money and who funded the No Kings protest. There you go. I thought only $10 million or $15 million was spent on the No Kings protest. I about fell over when I realized it was $300 million that was spent on the No Kings protest. So if you guys saw everybody disperse as soon as their time was up, it's because they were only paid for a certain amount of time. And just like any other job, whenever you're not being paid for your time anymore, you get in your car and go home from your job. And that's what everybody did at these No King rallies. Because let's face it, No King rallies, any type of protest or rallies, it shouldn't cost anybody a damn thing. Especially $300 million. Can you imagine what this channel would do with $300 million? We definitely wouldn't be using it for protesting. We would be using it to make America better than it ever was. We would be using it for getting some lobbyists and stuff like, yes, up to $300 million worth of paid protesters. $300 million it cost. Anyways, let me get off my soapbox. Let's get back to business. So we got a 9-year-old that hasn't been seen for weeks. When we first started out, we heard that this young girl had been missing for up to a year. That's what I heard yesterday. I heard it was possible that Melodee had not been seen in a year. And I was thinking, okay, that doesn't sound right. So I've been looking at it. I didn't run a story because I, again, upset yesterday to find out what YouTube had done to my account. Like I said, they can't keep it up for very long. So we're going to be out of this in no time. They wanted to punish me for a month. They can punish me for a month. They keep screwing around with me. I'll open another account and we'll storm. I don't even care anymore. I don't care. I've got 15 accounts on this platform just for their shenanigans. So if they want to play, we'll play. We'll start bouncing around from channel to channel if need be. I'm not going to play their bullshit. But I digress. So we know there is censorship on here. If you wonder why people don't talk about a lot of these children cases, it's because there's censorship on this platform. So we have a 9-year-old girl that's been missing. She's been missing for weeks now versus months or years. They did say that they did see her mother in Nebraska with her as late as October 7th. Wish I could get her face. We need to have her face up here for these conversations, but I don't have her face up. So let's just read this and find out what's going on. With this case, authorities in California, I wish they could get all this stuff off there. Authorities in California say the mother of the missing 9-year-old girl has been uncooperative with investigators who continue to search, continue a search launched after school administrators reported a child's prolonged absence. Ashlee Buzzard remains uncooperative. Ashlee Buzzard is the child's mother, and remains uncooperative and has not provided detectives with any information about Melodee's current location or condition, the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office said in a statement Monday. The search for the girl from a small community of Vanderburg Village, about 160 miles northwest of Los Angeles, was launched October 14th. So it sounds like the child's been missing for a week when this was launched, which is pretty interesting because we heard it was a lot longer than that. And I mean, yesterday, am I correct in saying, like, yesterday we were looking at a situation? Yeah, I know. I saw that common sense. Well, I reposted a post from Dog the Bounty Hunter that he said sponsors of the Pig Fest, it took Sebastian Rogers, and I'm like, what? And then I went back and looked at it, and they had the screenshot showing second generation and chlamydia. I can't believe they'd have that trash at that Pig Fest, but hey, a Pig Fest for a pig. Sounds appropriate. Sounds appropriate. So, it sounds like this, excuse me. It sounds like this investigation was launched October 14th after Lompoc Unified School District administrators report. The sheriff's office said detectives tried to reach Buzzard and Melodee at their home that day, but the girl was not there, and there's no clear explanation was provided about her whereabouts. I'm sorry, even though I know that Jennifer Coffindaffer is looking at this child being alive. I'm not. I mean, I'd love it for her to be alive, but I just feel like if parents, there's one of two things happening here. She's deceased and the mom's lying and took her over to Nebraska to, you know, get rid of her, which is a long, long drive to take. Or she was trafficked and her mom sold her, you know, and if that's the case, then she might be alive, but God knows what kind of condition she's going to be in when she's found. We've seen this before. I'm just not confident. I just never heard of any good endings to cases like this. Okay, so I'm going to, you know, this is a very dire situation. We also, you know, with Hutchinson's case, I don't know if you remember the Hutchinson case. It was a, what was his name? Hold on. Hutchinson, boy, missing, dead. His name was James Hutchinson. Yeah, 6-year-old James Hutchinson, Middleton, Ohio. And this is the picture of the young boy right here. And our rendering, it looks pretty much like what he looked like, even though it's a rendering versus an actual photo. And that's James Hutchinson, and his mother was dating a guy that didn't like kids and wanted her to basically take these kids into the middle of nowhere and drop them off and drive away. That's what he wanted her to do, and that's what she did. But her son kept a hold of the vehicle when she drove away, and she ended up killing him. And, you know, it makes me wonder, is this news story something like that, where she drove this young girl to Nebraska, dropped her off, and drove off? It's not unheard of. Here's a prime example of a child that's deceased because of that. His name's James Hutchinson. I know many of you wonder how I can think of these names off the top of my head. It's because these cases we've covered. We've covered these cases. These cases are not new to us. It's sad that we have to come here and talk about these cases that we should not be talking about. This young girl should be here. She looks like her mother. She's like a spitting image of her mom. California to Nebraska is a 3-day drive. It just makes me feel like there's more to that than, I feel like she sold her. I really do. And you guys know how I do not say that very often. I do not say that very often. Ruby, I can't tell you what's wrong with people. You've been right here watching this stuff. Hey, Ash, it's nice to see you. Been right here with us watching this stuff. Yeah, she is a beautiful girl. But she looks so much like her mom. Like, I look at her mom, and it's like I don't see this devious, this woman that everybody's talking about. It's just, it breaks my heart that a mom, her mom looks normal. Her daughter looks like her. This is usually a mom's biggest dream to have, a little bright young girl. Looks like her father's deceased. That's what I'm hearing too. I think, oh, good gracious. Alicia said that earlier. I saw it, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it because I was in the middle of something else. So let's just keep reading. So she was reported on October 14th by the school. The sheriff's office went out there. The mom can't say where she's at. It said evidence indicates Melodee was with her mother as recently as October 7th. Buzzard and Melodee have traveled as far as Nebraska in a rented white Chevrolet Malibu that was later returned, the sheriff said in a bulletin this week. The office said that the last verified contact with Melodee was about a year ago. I know they're saying that she left with her in this rented Chevy Malibu, but there's a piece of me that doesn't believe this child was alive, because I remember a school. I remember watching a video this morning. I don't know, maybe I need to go back in my history, but I remember watching a video. Just Breathe, it's nice to see you. On the video of them trying to talk to her mom looks way different. Well, listen to this. Somebody had said something like she was required to have this school appointment or something like that, this school appointment, and one of the other children impersonated Melodee at this school. So how could she be traveling with her on August 7th, but Melodee wasn't with her to be there for that school appointment, months ago or a year ago when they did that? That's the problem I'm having. And just because she traveled with the mom doesn't mean she was alive when she traveled. This could be another Adam Montgomery situation where, yeah, she was homeschooled, but she hasn't, from what I'm understanding, she hasn't checked in to do her work in weeks. And I don't know. I guess we need to figure out more information about that. We've got a few articles to help us with it. So let's just keep going. There's evidence indicates that Melodee was with her mother as recently as October 7th. They went to Nebraska in a Chevy Malibu. The last verified contact with Melodee was about a year ago. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't sound like a girl that's healthy. And most recent picture was taken 2 years ago. If she was just with the girl on October 7th, she should have photos of her. So it means, to me, it feels like she had a deceased child that she took to Nebraska. I don't know why I feel that way, but since August, I think. Good morning. Hey, Rose, Whispering Winds, it's nice to see you. Peggy, good morning. Be Betty fan. Rose, it's nice to see you. Hello, Lori. Good morning. Perplexing case here. Perplexing case. The FBI Los Angeles field office said Monday that the agents were helping the sheriff's office with its search On Sunday, residents of Vanderburg Village gathered at the girl's home and sought answers. They protested out in front of the girl's house. Remember back when I was doing that and everybody was like, they wanted to act so offended? Where's those hate channels now condemning this family? Selective outrage. Frickin' idiots. Melodee's half-sister, Karina Meza, told the station that her father died when Melodee was a baby. She said the girl is rarely seen even among family. We're all looking for answers, Meza told the station, adding that she hopes Buzzard will come out and tell us where she's at. The sheriff's office is asking locals not to interfere. Detectives are aware of the strong community interest in Melodee's case and are asking the public not to attempt to conduct their own searches or investigations. It said Monday, adding that a private searches could hinder its own probe. Typical commentary from law enforcement. We already saw this, but just in case you didn't.
And there you go.
I have all that. That's
cute, baby.
Got freckles.
I don't know, I got kisses.
And what? Is somebody here? Did you guys hear a doorbell or anything? I can't tell. I got the stuff in my ears. We did set up a Facebook group, Ashlee Buzzard, Mom Not Cooperating, All Hands on Deck. This is the new Facebook group. If you guys would like to, if you guys know, we always set up these when we start covering these cases that we know we're going to be around for a long time, or we're going to be advocating, at least trying to get some attention to the case. We set up these groups. This is where you guys get an opportunity, because I know you guys are always searching on the internet and finding this is a place where you can start putting those news articles, putting those clips from TikTok, X, all those posts, you guys want me to see, that you guys try to email me. You guys can put them in here. So when we cover this case, we can go to a direct area and look at, your questions and concerns, or the information or the data. Every morning I can come here and look and see if there's any fresh information from the audience. So if you're not here, the group name, I just put it down there. Where is Ashlee Buzzard? It's very simple. Where is she? Right? And you can't miss it because it's a pretty bright thumbnail at the very top. And not only that, look at the mom. Like the mom, she doesn't look like this. At least from some people I look at and you can just tell are evil, right? You can just tell her evil. And this one got me shocked because she doesn't. At least I hope she's not. But look how she looks compared to her daughter. She looks like a spitting image of her mom. And I just don't know. I just don't understand how a mom can hurt or injure their child, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And I'm worried about this young girl, this 9-year-old girl, because I feel like even though they had seen her on the 7th, they're not expressing that she was alive. They're not expressing she was seen walking with her mother. They're expressing her mom taking a very unusually long trip to Nebraska, and that's really it. We don't have any other information, and it just kind of gives me the EBGBs a little bit, because we're dealing with a situation where a mom has taken a child thousands of miles away from her home, and we have no indicators, because law enforcement is telling them not to search the local area there. Why? From everything that they're presenting to the public, it would sound like this young girl would be more in Nebraska than she would be in California. We never heard she came back with her mom from California. From Nebraska. Is there any family? Do we know if there's any family ties to Nebraska? Let me see here. Let me pull this back here. Let's dive into this real quick. Let's pull up something. Truth Finder. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, I am logged in. Okay, so let's go up here. We got Ashlee, and she was Buzzard. And she's in California. How old was Mom? Do you guys know how old Mom is? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I know she's young. She's got to be in her 20s or 30s. Does anybody know how old Mom is? That would help. Well, I've only got 2 accounts here. Is she 40? She looked younger than 40. Does anybody know how old the mom is? 30s? Well, I've got her listed here as 40. September 1985. How close is Nebraska to Iowa? Because she used to live in Iowa. yeah, it's saying, the one I'm finding, it's showing, because it said Lompoc, and that's, I've got Mars Avenue, Lompoc, California. It's showing this particular Ashlee, her name being Ashlee Lynn Buzzard. Ashlee Lynn Buzzard, Ashlee L. Buzzard. So it looks like that they're saying that's her alias. I've got her address, her phone number, her Gmail. Let me see if I've got 3940. Okay. Next door neighbors. Good morning, Strawberry. Well, what I'm trying to find here is I'm trying to find out her past locations, like her location history. Let's look at here. So I've got her currently in Lompoc, which is what was in that article. Okay. I also have an address in San Maria, just across the Missouri on the east border is Nebraska. Okay. Because I show that she was in Iowa, I think only for a little bit. Everything else is California, 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 California. Yep. But I have an address, Marshalltown, Iowa. Marshalltown, Iowa. Justin was going over it yesterday, and there are some real strange things. I believe there's something to do with multiple accounts with the same name, but they're actually different people. Yeah, but this is a background information, and there was only 2 Ashlee Buzzards, the way it was spelled in California. So it's not a very common name in California. So it only produced, Marshall is in the middle of Iowa. Okay. And how far, but I'm wondering if somebody that used to, when was she lived there? It doesn't tell me when she lived there. Let me look at the location report and see if I can decipher when she was actually there. Okay, so it looks like the ownership is Mr. and Mrs. Hatch. Let me look at the past people in the home. Fine. I don't see it on their property report, but it says she was there. But the reason why I think it's odd is because it's showing that she lived at least in Iowa. And if she lived in Iowa and it's near Nebraska, there's a possibility of her finding somebody, but it could be a friend or somebody she met on on the east coast of Nebraska. Guys, give me just a second. Every now and again I get a really bad back cramp. It's from sitting in this chair. I've got some back problems. So I didn't want to pull up. I know you guys can't see the report that I'm looking at, but I didn't want to dox anybody's phone number or address or information. I'm just trying to figure out, make heads or tails of this. It looks like the grandfather and grandmother, about 64. It looks like there has been some criminal records here for the mom. Criminal infraction, vehicle type of infraction. Looks like another criminal traffic infraction related to vehicle. Looks like a lot of vehicle criminal type of infractions. I don't know if it means she was driving without a license or what. There's just a lot of them listed here, and it's all vehicle infractions that I can see so far. Trial. She had a trial in for case number. It looks like a CV. I don't know if that's civil or criminal from 2015, and she had a default judgment trial. Maybe it's a civil eviction potentially. She had another criminal charge. She's in court right now for 2024 for something else. Criminal. She's had some criminal infractions here, but it's not really telling me what those criminal infractions are. There were some things discharged in 2017. This is when she lived off of Church Street in San Maria in 2017. Lived off of Parkview, San Maria in 2016. So I think these are the right address, or the right person here. And it does look like she does have some type of contact to, at least at minimum, Iowa, right? Iowa. So there is that. So long story short, let's see, 186 miles. So that would be what, 3 or 4 hours? Because what it seems like is if she did potentially live in Iowa, somebody from Iowa may have moved or commuted to Nebraska, but it seems like she would have had some type of communications. It seems like no matter what we're looking at here, they should have vehicle registration, especially if it's a rental. Those rentals have tracking mechanisms with the rental company, so they should be able to pull the tracking of that vehicle. They also have her cell phone. They should be able to go exactly where she was, wherever she drove with that car. They should be able to find exactly where she went, even in Nebraska. So I don't know what to really expect from this particular case. Let's see what else we've got here. Give me just a second. We're gonna have to take just a little break. My back is really acting up. Let me go get some Aleve, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. It was getting to the point where it was becoming very painful behind the screen here. It still is very painful because the ibuprofen's not going to work for at least 20 or 30 minutes, but hopefully it'll subside in just a few minutes, but it's bothering me. Anyways, let's get back on track with this case of the 9-year-old missing child. We don't know where Melodee Buzzard is, and we do have some additional information to learn about.
Search for Melodee began last week when authorities were notified about her extended absence from an independent studies program. Investigators say her mother, Ashlee Buzzard, has not been cooperating and will not say where her daughter is. Miranda says Ashlee's mental state had drastically declined since 2016, raising red flags around the time Melodee was 6 months old. Miranda said she was planning to drop by her daughter's house when Melodee was only an infant. That's when she got a call from authorities.
About 15 minutes later, a sheriff calls me. He says, I'm at your daughter's house in Orchid, and I was just getting ready to take your granddaughter Melodee with me to CPS because we're getting ready to take your daughter to the hospital.
When Miranda arrived, she says the house was a mess.
Couldn't believe it was my daughter.
Yes.
I mean, the house was in disarray. There were raw eggs in pans. There was rotten food in the fridge that I think she was trying to give my granddaughter.
Still, she claims Ashlee struggles mentally.
Everybody's dragging her around when she should be at the hospital. And you should be talking to her there instead of everybody rattling her cage and then trying to act like they're trying to help.
In this latest investigation involving Melodee's disappearance, investigators believe Ashlee drove her daughter to Nebraska in a white Chevy Malibu earlier this month.
See, they did not imply she was alive. Listen to the words that they said. I don't know, folks. I want you guys to listen to the words that they say.
Melodee's disappearance, investigators believe Ashlee drove her daughter to Nebraska in a white Chevy Malibu earlier this month, more than 1,070 miles from her current Vandenberg Village home.
Look at that little precious baby. It angers me, it sickens me. There's no guarantee that this child is alive, but there's nothing here that's saying this child is gone. She might have just had her wits in and called somebody to ask them to help, maybe even the father's side of the family. You know, we got to look at that. I'm praying to God that this woman's not a monster, but I'm telling you, I look at her photo and I just don't see what I see in like Candace Bly or Katie Proudfoot. But again, it's just a picture.
For returning.
When I'm seeing her out there, you know, scoffing at reporters and being nasty to reporters, then I got a problem. Because I would have, you know, these reporters are professional. I'll be professional until I have a reason not to be professional. You know what I'm saying?
To California.
We want the public to think back to the 7th to the 14th. Did you see a mom and a daughter in this vehicle?
Miranda says she has family as far as Ohio, but does not know anyone in Nebraska. Because this case crosses state lines, the FBI is now assisting.
If we have circumstances that indicate that there was something else criminal that has occurred in the process of that, then, you know, it of course shifts. But as of right now, we are searching for a missing person.
So that's good, because to be honest with you, in this particular case, if she goes over state lines, the feds can take the case. They don't need to be invited in. Once it becomes their jurisdiction, they can snatch that case right up from the local government. This is much different than what we've got with Sebastian Rogers. If we can prove that Sebastian went over the state line of Tennessee, we can bring in the feds in Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' case as well. I hope the feds take this over. I'm sorry. We don't have good working relationship in California. California laws fail these children. We know that. We don't like California. I'm sorry if you are from California. We are not going to sugarcoat it for you. You may like your state. We do not. But we also don't like the state of Tennessee. We think the state of Tennessee, that's a red state. California is a blue state. We don't like any kind of states that allow our children to be victims of crime and love to plea deal their abusers, right? We want people to go to court. We want people to be sent to trial. We want the victims to have their day in court, unless they don't want to have their day in court. And I think it should be up to the victim whether they go to trial or not. If the victim doesn't want to go to trial, then you don't go to trial. If the victim wants you to go to trial, then you should go to trial. Period. I'm sorry. That's just how it should be. Win, lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw. It's how it should be. It should be the victim that makes those decisions, not the prosecutor.
Miranda showed me a gift she wanted to give Melodee on her 9th birthday back in February.
The psychologist that I was seeing said, I said, should I be keeping these things? I keep buying them for her for Christmas and her birthday. She said if you keep them for her, she'll know that when she was gone, you were thinking about her. So that's why I keep them.
I can tell you that be true, because my aunt, she kept gifts for her 2 boys every year. I actually, to be honest with you, if I went through her house, I'd probably find some of those gifts that she kept from 20 years ago. So I can identify and this behavior.
But sometimes I wonder, am I going nuts, right?
And this was her message to Melodee.
Please tell somebody I'm Ashlee Buzzard. My grandma Luna is looking for me. Please call the police.
If you have seen Melodee, Ashlee, or the white Chevy Malibu they were seen driving in between October 7th and October 14th.
October 7th and October 14th. I don't think she was alive when she was transported, y'all. Because October 14th, if you guys remember that date, at the beginning of the article, that was the date she was reported missing. And her mother disappeared for a week before she was reported missing. I don't think we're finding an alive daughter. I don't know. There's just, I'm I'm on the fence here, folks, because I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God that she drove her, that child was in that car alive. But they're not implying that here. I mean, it's word salad. In my opinion, they should be able to tell us whether this child was alive or not. Was she alive? That's an important, not that she was traveling. They're expecting you to make that leap, but we here on the social media, the true crime genre, we don't make that leap, right? Because we know that people have transported children and other individuals that weren't bubbly and alive, okay? That were, stone cold as a rock, if you get my drift. So we can't imply that she was there, but I find it awfully interesting that she leaves on the 7th and she returns back on the 14th, the day the child is reported missing. But nobody has seen this child for years, a year to 2 years, and then all of a sudden people start asking questions. She takes a trip, and then the child's reported missing. I'm sorry, I'm playing the tape through. This doesn't sound good. The real me, I definitely gave him all the love my dog has. Was more spoiled than taking care of most people do their children, kind of like Betty is with Delilah. Delilah spoiled rotten. She's already been pawing at me because we're already over the 11 o'clock mark, and the 11 o'clock mark is when she gets to go outside and play BALL. And we've been pushing it because we've been doing 3 and 4 hours because I couldn't figure out what was going on with my channel. And I finally just called up to creator support, and I'm still just shocked that's what they told me. But basically, I'm shadow banned because I covered Charlie Kirk. And they said what it did, which I call bullshit. They said it brought in a whole bunch of new viewers, not subscribers, viewers. And the viewer, because I only talked about Charlie, just for those few days, and it was, hit or miss, and it was mostly you. But because those viewers didn't come back for more, it told them that something was wrong with my channel. I told them that was bullshit, that was, obviously it's ripe for people to manipulate the system. And so I've got it advanced up. I'm hoping that maybe this will trigger something a little bit, like the silver lining, but I don't know. Looks like I'm going to have to wait another 30 days before my channel starts getting pushed up again, right? Because they want to punish me for running my commentary on Charlie Kirk. And I just want to say, just for the record, just to make sure that it's just triggered just a little bit more from the censorship of YouTube. I hate white liberals, and YouTube is just going to have to deal with it. Okay? They can punish me all they want. At some point, I'm going to get sick and tired of it. But I have a right to say I do not like white liberals. I'm going to continue to say I do not like white liberals. And the white liberals that run this platform can kiss my white breaded ass. Okay? keep saying what I have to say to YouTube. I will keep saying what I have to say to TikTok. I do not care. I do not care what they do to my platforms. What they're going to end up doing is they're going to end up pissing me off, where I end up setting up my own platform and bringing everybody off their platforms to my platforms and getting 100% of the advertisement. And believe me, I think I could do at least 1,000 to 2,000 every single day. And I know that that will grow from that point forward. So if they want to keep screwing around with people are just going to work, because I'm just one of those people. I work around you, over you, or under you. But don't ever think you're too big for tenacity, determination, and passion. Sorry. It'll never work. I don't even care how big you are. You're never too big to fail. You're not Bank of America. You're not Bank of America.
Bam.
Let's get back to this. I don't think I'm done off this case yet. Am I off this case yet? I guess I am off this case. That was it. That's all we have for poor little Melodee. We don't have a whole lot. Looks like her mom did something with her. I'm very concerned, and I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that you guys all know that there's nothing here that says she was alive when she was transported. Okay, so don't assume that she was. We don't know that to be the case, because I find it awfully suspect. Everybody is saying we have not seen this child forever and ever, and then all of a sudden, mom is transporting child. They didn't say this child was healthy. They didn't say this child was alive. They said transported this child. She was within the same car as her mother. That's all it says. We also knew that Madeline Soto was transported by Stephen Stearns. However, it didn't mean that that child was alive. As a matter of fact, they came back later that day and said, we did see her in the vehicle and she was dead. Right? She was dead. So we can't assume, and I just want to caution. I'm not saying that she isn't alive. I'm just saying we can't assume that she is. So don't assume that because she was with her mom from California to Nebraska that she was breathing. Everybody under the sun, including, this is what's making me to just pause for a second, especially with this new revelation of her being seen, or them knowing that she was with her mom on the 7th, is the fact that, one, nobody's seen her, the family, the schools, everybody, nobody's seen her in at least a year. There was a meeting at the school that another sibling or another child sat in place of Melodee. Why would they need to do that if Melodee was with the mom and alive prior to her taking her to Nebraska? You see what I'm saying? You have to look at this. Like, I know we want to believe that she's alive. I'm not saying she's not alive. I'm just saying, how can all of this be true? How can she be alive on the 7th through the 14th, but the family not see her for over a year, and her not be present for her own school appointment, that another child had to sit in that place? That doesn't sound right to me. It just doesn't sound right to me, unless the child was heavily abused and the child had markings that would have been visibly seen on that interview or that Zoom meeting, that teachers whatever meeting. That would be the only... Oh, they can. I know that for a fact. They can. I shouldn't say, if it was rented by a Hertz or Enterprise or something like that, I know for a fact that they have all of their vehicles have tracking devices on them. They have a huge network and a system that tracks all the vehicles across this country, that lets them know where each vehicle is. That's exactly why when you go, say, to a, let's just pick a state, North Carolina, I guess, because we're going to be talking about North Carolina. So North Carolina, right? You go to North Carolina, say the Enterprise. You might be driving off with a car that has Wisconsin license plates on it from your local Enterprise dealership, because that's where the last person dropped that car off. So in their system, they know exactly where that car is. But think about it like this. Those cars are already tracked, because if you decide to steal it, they need to know where to go to pick it up, right? If you rent that car from them and you are a POS, right? You wanted to pay the $50 a day. You're only going to use it one day, but you really want it for the month, right? So you go in there, you sign the fee, you give them your credit card, and you pay for the day or two. Next thing you know, you don't want to return the car. You're a junkie or a drug addict or a dealer or whatever the case may be, and you need that car. Enterprise doesn't need it. You're broke. You need to go do your thing, right? So they need to be able to find you to arrest you for stealing their stuff, and they need to be able to get their vehicle back. So the idea that they're not following or tracking those vehicles is untrue. They absolutely can track you to the very location you are. Now, I don't know if every single one of those has, OnStar or LoJack or what the tracking service is. I just know they all have tracking services, okay? Computers in those rental cars tell everything. Yes, they do. There are also ones that blink at you. Like, I'm one of those people that will drive 12 hours in a day, right? Get from point A to point B, get there and be done. I don't want to stop too much. I want to stop my 3 or 4 times, fill up as I use the bathroom and get a snack and get back on the road. Well, I drive so much that my rental cars start barking at me saying you need a break. That's how much but no other car I use except a rental car tells you that. How do they know that? Because they have computation in that car. That car is as computerized to be a rental vehicle, right? And they tell you everything and track everything. So will they ultimately find out where this young girl is? I want to say yes, but everything I'm seeing here, something in my pit of my stomach is telling me to caution everyone about the well-being of this child. I'm not saying she was alive, and I'm not saying she's deceased. What I'm saying is we just can't assume that she was. We have no information. Mine does that after driving. Does it really? See, I've never had anything. Only in the rental cars. I get a little coffee cup that says, take a break. I'm like, no, I'm not taking a break. Quit telling me what to do. You guys know me. Bullhorn Betty doesn't like being told what to do. That's why I tell these social media companies to kiss my ass. Right? Kiss my ass. I'll take the viewership from them. I'm getting to the point where we're big enough. I don't need people like hate channels being able to manipulate stuff and have an effect on my channel, and they know that people do this, and they have the algorithm. Like, they know all of the channels that do this over and over again. They know all of the IDs that go and do this from channel to channel, but they're not being proactive. And they're punishing the people that are creating because they don't care, because they're mostly liberals in social media. And I'm sick of them. I can't stand them. I think they're disgusting and putrid. And YouTube is just going to have to deal with that. There's people that use their platform that don't like their kind. I'm one of those people. Okay? You can only shadow ban me for so long. Just saying. And I will prove it, because I'll keep talking my shit until my 30 days is over. And YouTube can kiss my ass. I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. I hate social media. It's just what we have to use until we figure out something better. But I will figure out something better. You bet your ass on that. In 10 years, we're going to be off these platforms altogether, and we'll be doing our own thing on our own platform. And I think I'm going to start teaching other people too, because we don't need to be at the mercy of these social medias. I mean, at the end of the day, we have the ability to put our own advertisement on our own station. We don't need YouTube to do that. I'm almost 100%, just about, outside of the memberships, I'm almost 100% advertisement. You guys don't support this channel like with super chats and super stickers like the hate channels, because they can't get any advertisements, right? They cuss too much. They're too deplorable for the system to give them advertisement. So the only way they can live is through super chats and super stickers. We love that. We'd love to get back to that. It was it was much better for the system as a whole, but that's just not the design of this system. So at the end of the day, that's where we are. I don't know where to go from there. All right, guys, we're going to get into our political conversations, because this is my big FU to YouTube. We will not stop. They will not tell me what I can put on my own channel. Charlie Kirk was a martyr. Charlie Kirk was assassinated because of left-wing ideology that thinks that their way is the only way, and if you don't like it, they get to put a bullet in your head. And this is something that social media, at least YouTube, doesn't want people to know. They don't want to know that all the ideology that they espouse to and vote in is what's killing American people across this country. Don't give me any advertisement, YouTube, because you are the problem now, aren't you?
$3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups.
Oh, let me get back.
For male prostitutes.
For male prostitutes.
He brought the receipts, and it's shocking.
We found $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. That was in the budget under President Biden.
Can I ask you for a show of hands, how many of you guys want to pay for cooking classes? The Americans, okay? I know we have a lot of people in here that might be from like Australia, the UK, Ireland. Don't answer for Americans. This is for the American citizens in here, okay? For the American citizens in this chat, do you, as an American taxpayer, by a show of ones and twos, ones being held to the nah, and yes, are you crazy, Betty? Of course we want to pay for that, okay? Two being, yes, Betty, you're crazy. Of course we want to pay for that. And one is being held to the nah, we do not want to pay for that. How many of you guys want to pay for cooking classes for prostitutes in, was it Uganda? I don't know where did they say it was from? Do you guys really want to pay for cooking classes in another country for prostitutes? I'm thinking they can afford the cooking classes for themselves. Maybe they need to talk to their pimps. Okay. I mean, I'm just checking. I'm just checking over here. Not what I voted for, just saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this is one of the reasons why in Haiti. Okay, thank you, Alicia. She got it in Haiti. So we're paying for cooking classes for the prostitutes in Haiti. Haiti! I thought the Clinton Foundation was supposed to build them a whole bunch of houses, but they didn't do that either. This is what they're holding our government. This is what they want in order to open up our government. For those people that are out there that are like, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. They want to pay for cooking classes for prostitutes in Haiti. This is why our government has been shut down, because we don't want to pay for prostitutes to be taught how to cook in Haiti. Let's keep going.
We took it out. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party, says we're going to shut down government until you put it back in. $4.2 million. We took it out. The congresswoman and the socialist wing of their party says we got to put that back in for the open government. $4.2 million for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people in the Western Balkans and Uganda. I could spend the rest of the afternoon here. We took all that out.
He brought the...
So we took all this disgusting spending out that has nothing to do with American politics or policies or anything like that. And we said, you know what, this is not good for the American people. We need to start pulling these purse strings back because we're broke. We're $37 trillion in debt. Our children are going to suffer if we do not. Our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren are going to suffer in America if we don't do something about it today. And so now the Democrats, they have that you can go and ask them all you want. For all my Democrat partners here on this channel, reach out to your senators and ask them, what do they need from us to open up the government? What's their bottom line to open up the government? And there is none. There is none. They want to extort the American people out of $1.5 trillion, and if we don't give in, they're going to hold the government shut. I hope the government stays shut down until December, when the credits for Obamacare expire. And that may be just what it is. If they're going to think that they're going to extort, or otherwise we as MAGA will be protesting And I think our politicians know that there is no wiggle room. I mean, with the exception of Rand Paul and Tom Massey, which vote with the Democrats 90% of the time, they're absolutely worthless. That's where we're going to be, and I'm perfectly fine with it. We're trying to put some stuff in just to get our military paid. We're going to need stuff in there. They want the infants and the children not to go without money. They're fighting right now the president to keep the president from being able to even pay the troops. That's how evil the Democrat Party has become. They do not want you. They want to make sure America suffers to get that $1.5 trillion. And so guess what? You're going to have to suffer. People that are on EBT, not my problem. What my problem is $1.5 trillion. Does that sound heartless of me? I'm sorry, it does. But at the end of the day, I do not want to be paying $1.5 trillion to turn your EBT card back on. I just don't. And I'm not going to. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I was talking to a woman yesterday. She's been on EBT for a long time. She's like, you know what? Where was I before? She's like, I had all these kids before I was on the system. How did I feed them before? She goes, I'm just going to go back. We got one side of that. I'm going to rob people. I'm going to shoot them up. I'm going to boom, boom. Right? I'm going to go gang somebody. I'm going to go rob somebody. Right? And then we got the people with actual brain cells. Like, you know, how did I raise my kids and feed my kids before? So they started getting in and started working on looking for, places to get food, like the Catholic charities and stuff like that. And so I figured that would be a great opportunity for us as a group. If you are, because you're part of our family, we take care of our family, come rain or shine, whatever the case may be. You have to be part of our family. You can't be somebody we don't know that's coming in here for help, because we aren't going to help you until we get to know you, because we know there's a lot of scams. But we know the people that come here every day. If you are on the EBT, if you are on any type of government assistance, and you need, say, food, we're going to start looking at places where you can go get some food, what days you need to go pick them up. You know, we don't want anybody going without food. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not advocating for us to open up the country anytime soon until the $1.5 trillion is off the table. It's a waste of money. I'm not funding illegal and the majority of America is not agreeing to fund illegal immigrants for the next 10 years of their medical, especially when you here don't get your medical for free. I'd rather be fighting for medical for free for our American citizens before I'm worried about illegal immigrants that came over here without permission. If you guys know where I stand on that, you know where I stand on that. If you don't, if it's offensive, it's offensive. There's nothing I can do about that. But that is where we are. And we keep getting pulled back into all this bullshit. Oh, here's one of the pieces I missed. Here, I got this stuff out.
Ashlee did not give any information on where Melodee might be, but she did say that she is overwhelmed and stressed, and she did not appreciate her sister coming over when she did not wish to speak to her.
Well, wait, this is my number right here. If you ever want to talk to me, I want a relationship with Melodee, please. Please, Ashlee. Is she okay? Are you okay? Ashlee, I'm going to get going now. In that side of the family either. And I would love to have...
That's her sister. She shut the door on her sister. Whew.
A relationship with Melodee and you. We can get together and hang out with the kids. Please take my number at the door so we can talk. I'm here for you and Melodee.
I don't think anybody really thinks this young girl's sorry. I don't think anybody thinks this young girl's alive. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I really don't. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start dropping F-bombs in our posts. So if you guys don't want to read them, you might want to unsubscribe from the post for a little while, because I'm going to be going scorched earth on this. I'd be calling CPS for mental assessments if my sister did that, in my opinion. Well, This is California. California, by definition, has already failed this child. Okay, California is probably the crappiest place you could possibly be. Okay, outside of Tennessee. I wish they would throw this woman in jail. I wish they would throw her in jail for a variety of things. Low-hanging fruit. She seems like she's a problem. She obviously has a criminal record. Actually, a pretty long criminal record. And, come. It's about time for me to take this little one out. She's got to go potty. Oh, the little baby. Yes, our little baby. Oh, hi. You ready to go out, aren't you? See that this wee little girl. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi? Oh, let's not push on the... Let's go this way. Oh, no, I can't do it that way. Can you guys see her? I can't. I'm breaking things. Oh my gosh. I got to get longer cords for my ears. These things just, you can't do anything with them. But I don't want the big freaking things over my head. I hate those. Like, I just don't like the look of it. Like, I don't mind these, but these, they don't give you crap for, like, they expect you to be tethered to whatever you are. Like, I can't stand it. Anyways, I got to quit complaining about everything. Yeah, but you have to have reasons to Baker Act. See, Baker acting can only be used if somebody is going to hurt themselves or hurt somebody else. So even all those, you just can't say, you know, blah, 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 Baker actor, because, you know, you got violations. You have to come up with something with meaning to do it. But with her criminal past and with their investigation, they should be able to find, I mean, people that commit crimes, like, I mean, she's been committing crimes for, I mean, I think all of 2000s, in the 10s, you know, we're in the 20s, like 2020. I think she was like in 2009, 2010, 2009, you know, always in problems. It just seems like they should be able to find something to arrest her for and put her behind bars. Like, where's the siblings? You know, endangerment. You know, she doesn't know where her child is that was put in her care. That is a charge. You being the only person that is responsible for a child that's 9 years old, and you cannot tell people where that child is, you should be in jail. You should be in jail. That's the way I feel about it. All right, let's go keep going. I think I got some more stuff going on. But we're gonna have to hold this. We're gonna have to hold this until later. I think all this stuff is political, and then we get into. And then we get into yeah, I don't want to go. We'll go over all this on the next one, because that's what it is. We're going to be going, I guess we'll go over the politics and Lily and Jack's case on the next live later this afternoon.
Whoa, we got some.
But right now, we don't have a whole lot going on. We have to kind of end the show now. It's already noon. I've got to get Delilah out. We'll have to come back later this afternoon, maybe around 4. I'll try to get some more videos dropped. This month is kind of like a dud for me. I'm not really going to work this month because YouTube has decided to shadow ban my account. So only you guys that are here or coming here, they're not pushing my stuff anywhere because I ran stories on Charlie Kirk. And the people that run these social media platforms, they like to censor people. So you can't, if I'm on true crime, apparently I'm not allowed to run politics. Just like if you're in politics and you run something on true crime, you're not allowed to do that. It tells the algorithm that people don't like you. And so it says, oh my God, even though you've been on this platform for 5 years and you've got 96% approval rating on all your content, we think there's something wrong with your account all of a sudden. And then when I say, oh, well, it looks like you ran Charlie Kirk. What, am I not allowed to run Charlie Kirk on my own channel? Oh, well, you know, there was a lot of people that came in to watch the Charlie Kirk stuff that never returned. Well, that's because I don't talk about Charlie Kirk. Well, you understand that triggers the system. I don't want to hear that bullshit. That sounds like a bunch of bullshit to give an excuse of why they like to censor people that talk about political things. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like I was censored on YouTube because I spoke about Charlie Kirk. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. And it's certainly what it smells like. So, you know what I do? I keep talking about it. You know what I'm going to keep doing? I'm going to keep posting it. I'm going to actually start putting into this politics and political. I'm going to have a hashtag for it. Hashtags are now going to be in here to say Donald J. Trump, to say Charlie Kirk. I'm going to get into that algorithm, and YouTube can kiss my fucking ass. Excuse my language. I don't like anybody screwing with my account, and I damn sure don't like to be shadow banned when I didn't do a damn thing wrong but cover a blessed story that YouTube doesn't like. Sorry you hate Charlie Kirk, YouTube. You make me sick. You make me sick. You know who does? See, Benny Johnson doesn't have to worry about it because he doesn't get paid on this platform. Okay? He gets paid by sponsors. So he can run whatever he wants to run on his channel. That's why he's able to have all the music behind it without getting in trouble and all this other stuff. Because he's sponsored. He doesn't put advertisements on his stuff. You don't see advertisements on his stuff unless it's advertisements that are sponsored for his show. That's it. That's how he's able to do it. I, on the other hand, am in getting reimbursed by, of course, YouTube that likes to gag everybody that doesn't speak the way they want. Apparently, they don't like conservatives. They don't like conservative talking points. They don't like, you know, all of this stuff. I hope you guys clip it and start posting it and start tagging YouTube in it. Because we have got to stop. Listen, they have 230 protection. They're not supposed to be interfering with anybody's conversations on here. They're not publishers. That means they have no control over what comes out of my mouth, yet they try to control what's coming out of my mouth. I don't like it. I don't like it. What they did was wrong, and I want to know how many other people they did it to, because I guarantee there was a lot of people that were talking about Charlie Kirk and had their opinion, not unbiasedly, with their opinion. That's the part that got me shadow banned, was me having an opinion on the fact that Charlie Kirk, me saying I hate white liberals. That's what YouTube doesn't like. So I'm going to continue to say it on every single show. I can't stand white liberals. If you're a white liberal, this is not the channel for you. I promise you it's not. I will offend you. There's no need for you to be here. Okay? I don't like white liberals. Malcolm X didn't like white liberals. We don't like white liberals. Okay? They're dangerous. They're cancer. And they got a mind disease. We don't want them around us. We don't want them near us. They're violent people. You cannot be here on True Crime if you're violent. So, this is me bowing down to YouTube. And it's censorship. I won't do it. I won't do it. And they can only shadow ban me for so long before it looks very intentional. And once it starts getting to that point, well, then it's that the ball's in my court, and I will be probably living a lot better than I'm living right now. Just saying. All right, guys, that's what we have for today. Go rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. And that's I know. She wants to go play ball. Okay, I got to go. Okay, the baby wants to go outside and play. She needs to be ran. Okay, come here. Say bye, everybody. I'll take you out to play ball if you come here. Come here. Say bye to everybody. Come on. Say bye. Hey, I want to go play ball. And you guys are interrupting that, so Mommy's going to go play ball with me. You ready to go play ball? You want to go outside and throw the ball? You want to go outside and throw the ball? Really? All right. She wants to go outside and play ball. We will be back later this afternoon to be shadow banned on our next episode here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Yay! See you all very, very soon. Peace. We love Charlie Kirk on this channel. YouTube, just wanted to remind you. Have a great day.